Hello, and welcome to Handling Emergencies in Online NAMI Programming. This video defines what is and is not an emergency during online NAMI programming and provides the appropriate steps to respond to an emergency. Preparation is the key to safe and efficient emergency responses. Before offering any NAMI programming online, review your NSO/NA Emergency Response Protocols for Online Programming. The Emergency Response in Online NAMI Programs Guide can be used to develop or adapt your existing protocols. Meet with your online program team, the two program leaders and producer, and thoroughly review the guide listed above together. Discuss with your team how you'll handle emergencies before your online programs start, using the guide as a basis for the discussion. Keep in mind that your protocols may vary depending on the program you're offering. NAMI support groups have traditionally required the strongest emergency response protocols, but you may apply the same approach to classes and presentations. Before each online program begins, your team should have all the following information on file and easily accessible for each participant: the participant's phone number, the participant's physical address, the phone numbers for the mobile crisis units, known as MCUs, in the county of the participant's physical address, if available. Please note, not all counties have an MCU. You must research if one exists in your participant's county before the program begins. The name and phone number of the participant's emergency contact persons. Prep breakout rooms before the meeting begins. When setting up each new meeting, the producer should create at least one breakout room to be used in emergency situations. It's beneficial for your team to practice using breakout rooms before the program begins. For example, the producer might practice pulling the program leaders in and out of the breakout room so that the team is familiar with this process. Is it an emergency or a tough topic? It's not always straightforward. When you're assessing whether something is an emergency, first ask yourself, is there immediate physical danger? This danger could be due to a medical emergency or a participant making threats. If the answer is yes, then this is an emergency that requires immediate attention. Calling 911 is the appropriate response in this scenario. When calling 911, program leaders should review the detailed steps on pages 5 and 6 of the Emergency Responses in Online NAMI Programs Guide. Program leaders can also refer to NAMI's Navigating a Mental Health Crisis Guide for more specifics on interacting with 911 and first responders. If there is no immediate physical danger, but the participant is extremely distressed, there are several ways to address the situation. If you're in a support group, first use the hot potatoes process and/or the emergency procedures flowchart. If you're in a class, strategies like emotional stages or predictable emotional responses are more appropriate. In a NAMI family-to-family class, program leaders should use the tough topics process. If you have worked through the hot potatoes, tough topics, emotional stages process, and the participant is still distressed, you will need to ensure the participant is safe by asking them about suicidal thoughts to assess if a mental health emergency exists. Note, a program leader will have to ask the participant this question in front of the group. There are several possible scenarios where you are assessing if something is a mental health emergency. If the individual denies suicidal thoughts, one program leader should ask permission to speak with the participant privately in a breakout room while the co-presenter continues to lead the program. If the participant gives their permission, the program leader should provide emotional support and follow-up plans, for example, local crisis resources, contact with a support person. If the individual expresses suicidal thoughts and does not have a plan, means, and time frame, give the same support mentioned in number 1. If the individual expresses suicidal thoughts and has a plan, means, and time frame to carry them out, then this is a mental health emergency. If the individual expresses suicidal thoughts and logs off abruptly, program leaders should treat this as a mental health emergency. If the situation is a mental health emergency, use the following steps to respond. The first step to respond to a mental health emergency is for one of the program leaders to contact the participant's emergency contact person. First, the producer should pull one of the program leaders and the participant into a breakout room. The producer may also be asked to make the call to the participant's emergency contact if the program leader is speaking with the participant. If pulling the program leader and participant into a breakout room isn't possible, the program leader should ask the participant if they may call the participant and then continue the debrief over the phone. Please note, if the participant hangs up or logs off, call the emergency contact. During this one-on-one session, the program leader should tell the participant that they are also going to call the participant's emergency contact person. When the program leader connects with the participant's emergency contact person, they should explain the situation and ask for actionable next steps. Potential actionable next steps could include redirecting the participant to crisis services and/or connecting them to emotional support people. Program leaders can find an example script to use in this situation on page 3 of the Emergency Response in Online NAMI Program document. As a best practice, your NAMI state organization or affiliate should have a directory of crisis services and hotlines to send to participants, for example via email during registration, and this should also be offered to the emergency contact. Best practices for calling emergency contact people is to call once and leave a voicemail if the emergency contact does not pick up. Then call again and leave a text indicating that the participant is experiencing a mental health crisis and that you may call a mobile crisis unit or 911 if you cannot connect the participant to other means of support. Important: the participant's emergency contact must be with the participant, or the participant must be connected to crisis services before the program leader can relent. Until one of these things happen, program leaders must stay with the participant in distress to connect them with their emergency contact or crisis services. If you are unable to connect with the participant's emergency contact person, the second step to respond to a mental health crisis, call the Mobile Crisis Unit, MCU, in the participant's community if one exists. Be as detailed as possible about the mental health emergency. Wait online with the attendee until the MCU arrives, keeping in mind that this may be for an extended period. The producer or the program leader should continue calling or texting the emergency contact person to keep them updated. Before we close out this video, we wanted to let you know that the NAMI team has provided you with a summary sheet of helpful tips and information included in this video. Please check out the Emergency Response in Online NAMI Programs Guide located in NAMINet and linked on this page. We hope that this video has helped you to create emergency response protocols that feel effective and appropriate. Should you have any questions, please contact the NAMI education team. Thank you for your time and effort in making online NAMI programs a place of safety and support. Hello, and welcome to Handling Disruptive Behavior in NAMI Online Programming. This video defines 3 types of disruptive behaviors that can occur during NAMI online programming and provides program leaders with effective responses for each type of disruption. We strongly recommend that program leaders and producers review this video and discuss how they will respond to these types of behaviors prior to hosting NAMI programming online. As we discuss these behaviors, keep in mind that all NAMI program leaders and participants must follow the Code of Conduct outlined in the most recent NAMI National Education Program's operating policies and procedures. Let's look at the types of disruptive behavior you may encounter and the ways that you, as a program leader, may respond. Disruptive behavior number 1, online trolls. A troll is an individual who has joined the meeting to cause disruption. This is often by exhibiting inflammatory behavior. If you determine that the troll is not supposed to be in your session, go to the Participants panel in your Zoom session. Click the More button next to the name of your disruptive attendee. Next, click Remove at the bottom of the pop-up panel to remove the participant. The best way to keep trolls out is to prevent them from joining in the first place. Zoom's video platform provides you with numerous secure video conference features to ensure your sessions are protected and include only the desired participants. One of the most popular security settings of Zoom meetings is the waiting room feature. To do this, enable the waiting room feature when first scheduling the session. Under Personal Meeting ID settings, click on the Waiting Room checkbox. This will automatically place all participants in a waiting room before they may join the meeting room as they log in. The producer should confirm that participants in the waiting room have registered and can manually approve them to join the meeting. Don't publish meeting login info in any public format. Instead, email the login information directly to the registered participants shortly before the meeting begins. Limiting access to session login information will prevent trolls from joining and disrupting your session. Let's look at the next possible disruptive behavior we may encounter online: bad technical etiquette. This includes things like not muting when there is noise in the background, creating noise or echoes during the session, participating in a space that is loud and/or not private. Often, a participant may not even be aware that they are causing a disruption. If a participant is causing distracting background noise, the producer should mute the participant to eliminate the distraction. Participants can be muted individually or all at once by using the Mute All button in the Participants panel. Please note, if you mute all, remember to unmute the program leaders so they can continue the session. Inform participants that they are muted and ask them to remain muted and to type any questions into the chat box or raise their hand so they can be unmuted. The participant tools, including the ability to raise their hand, are located on the participant panel. The best way to prevent poor online etiquette from disrupting future meetings is to use the automatically mute all participants upon entry option. When scheduling your next meeting, you have the option to automatically mute all participants upon entry. This will eliminate the need to mute participants during the meeting. Let's look at disruptive behavior number 3, behavior that violates the NAMI Code of Conduct. All NAMI program leaders and participants must always abide by the NAMI Code of Conduct. The NAMI Code of Conduct is found in the most recent National Education Program's operating policies and procedures. Participant behavior that is disrespectful, not empathetic towards other participants, or threatens the safety or well-being of other participants is a violation of the NAMI Code of Conduct and is grounds for removal from the meeting. If you encounter a participant exhibiting disrespectful behavior, remind the group that everyone must abide by the NAMI Code of Conduct. Emphasize that the Code of Conduct requires everyone to be respectful and empathetic. If you are leading a support group, use the group guidelines strategy in the facilitator guide. If the disruptive participant pushes back, you can say something like, "I understand that is your opinion, but we must follow the group guidelines to keep things empathetic and respectful for everybody." What do you do if a participant continues to exhibit disrespectful behavior? If the unwanted behavior continues, the producer should pull the participant and one of the program leaders into a breakout room so that they may speak together privately. While this happens, the other program leader continues to present. If you are using breakout rooms, be sure to enable them before your session. In Zoom, you will find this toggle switch under In Meeting Advanced Settings. Once you switch breakout room on, you will be able to use breakout rooms during your sessions. While in the breakout room, explain to the participant that the behavior that they've exhibited is disrespectful and violates the Code of Conduct. The participant also needs to agree to stop and/or change their behavior before letting them back into the group or class. Next, inform the participant that they will be removed from the meeting if they continue to exhibit the disrespectful behavior. If the behavior continues after the individual breakout discussion, the producer should immediately remove the participant from the session. If this does happen, program leaders should inform their NAMI affiliate or NAMI state organization once the participant is removed. This concludes the content for handling disruptive behavior in NAMI online programming. To help you in these disruptive situations, the NAMI team has provided you with a summary sheet of helpful tips and information included in this video. It is available for download on the same page as the videos. Thank you. For those impacted by mental health conditions.